technology business yet. There's a lot I want to learn, and I work with really smart people, and Redspin has everything I want out of starting my own business that I don't have to deal with.
Yeah, and I
which
think
is
that's
really cool. Like, I have health insurance and stuff that I don't know. I get to do what I want to do and have flexibility and get to work on cutting edge stuff. And everybody I work with is really nice, and I just can't imagine right now, at least in my situation, that I would need to go do my own thing that's the same as Redspin, because they've already done it.
Yeah, and I think too it's a personality trait to be interested in having that level of risk, ownership. For me personally, I don't think that I would, I think maybe I could have a good idea, I could maybe take it to market, but I don't think that I'd lead other people nearly as well as if I'm just a member of the team. So if I were to start a business, I think it would be with a team of people, and it would be much more a collaborative activity. I don't know that I would be necessarily comfortable being the one having to tell everybody, my decisions are your livelihood.
We were joking, all the other people that own businesses that are here had to leave immediately after their talks. And we've been here
to
all
go do
week.
And we've been here since Sunday. Thank you, Redspin.
Yeah, it's like, thank you, Redspin. Like, this is what we're doing. We're representing our company, ourselves, and kind of just talking about IST. And I'm okay with that, having this week to do just that. It's not too bad. And then maybe someday I'll be like, I just want to be my own boss. But I have a lot to learn about security. It is like, you just don't even realize what's out there when you get into it.
You mentioned Redspin primarily assessing risk with the subject of healthcare. What else does Redspin do?
Redspin does technical internal assessments. So we'll go on and do vulnerability assessments of internal infrastructure, all your routers, switches, firewall configs.
For non-technical people, that means you get the keys to the kingdom, and then once you're inside, you tell them where the vulnerabilities are, rather than an external assessment being, just from where you're at in your, usually for us, apartment in Denver.
Yeah.
How can you get in without anything other than the website?
Yeah. We do all ends of that spectrum too, though. If they want to give us credentials or want us to come on site, we do that. I do web applications, so I don't actually travel. I get to get a URL and see if I can bypass login, figure out all the security settings that should be there, basically write up a report at the end and say, yeah, you had SQL injection, I bypassed login, I did all this stuff, you have these settings that you need to turn on. That's what I do, and we also do social engineering, both physical and I guess just regular email social engineering, where we'll send somebody on site, they'll dress as a janitor, and they'll sneak their way through the back door and try to plug a USB thumb drive into a server, and then they win. They write a report and said, I did this. You guys didn't stop me at all. And then we send out emails that have, if you guys saw a talk before, spear phishing emails. Essentially, we'll set up a fake domain and just harvest credentials from a bunch of different employees who just don't know any better. It's almost unfair sometimes. And but that's how these security programs get implemented, showing that you go to the manager, you're like, well, 9 out of 10 people clicked this link and gave me their credentials, and that's a big deal. We need more training. We need more awareness. So we do that, and basically anything custom, embedded operating systems for random devices, and lots of custom stuff too, but those are the core things.
And I think the industry is a lot of healthcare. We do banks, and I have a casino in Las Vegas coming up, which I'm pretty excited about. It's a pretty cool casino, so I think those ones are especially interesting. I've gone to one energy company, but several energy plants. It's kind of like walking into a James Bond movie when you go into their control room, and it's like, wow, this is a real control room. Like, the term means something, and you guys actually just sit at these desks in hard hats and do stuff that I have never even considered seeing or doing. So I think there's a lot of really neat opportunities in the security space, especially where you get to go see these things, and they really let you come into their most sensitive area, and you just get to stand there and look around like, this is really neat. So.
You both worked at previous jobs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have a question up the top.
Well, yeah, good question. I've been
The question was
talking-
basically,
yeah.
how was IST? Were there things you needed to learn on the job, or were there pretty much things that you learned in school and it was sort of plug and play, I guess, would be? Is that a...
For me in SRA, I had an internship with the Grenada thing aside. That was I don't think I could have ever been taught that in any class. But my Agilent internship, I came on at first day. I was like, I've used Metasploit and I've configured this switch, I think, in the lab in SRA for something, one of the technical ones. But anyways, I would come on and I knew even that I knew the words to use, they were just blown away. They're like, you have a degree in security. All of us don't even know. Like, this is just what we evolved into. So I think I learned, I knew a lot coming in, and then built upon those skills during an internship, and then after when I came back for my senior year in my classes, everything just clicked and it was way more relevant. I was like, I get why you're teaching me this now, because I didn't as much before until you get in the real world and you're like, these are real problems and they're real technologies and the real tools you're going to use in your day-to-day job most likely.
I would say for me, I learned a lot as far as how to complete a project in IST, but I think the one thing I did have to learn in the real world was that you can, in school you have to do the project and then you're going to get a grade. If you have an idea or you want to advance something, it's not a guarantee in the real world. It's not like your boss really necessarily wants to implement the recommendations you have. And I went through the process a couple of times in a couple different roles where I felt like I had these great ideas and I put a lot of my personal time into them, just basically to present them to my boss or my boss's boss and have them pretty much be like, no, I don't want to do that. And that's not an experience I really had in IST. If it's a good idea and you worked really hard on it and you present it very well, you tend to get a good grade. But I think in business, there's financial constraints that aren't there in class. And that was a big life lesson for me. I was very upset. I think the example I often give is about, I would tell people, I like doing puzzles. I don't care what picture is on the puzzle. I like putting the pieces together. And I learned in especially large companies, you only have maybe 50 of the 1,000-piece puzzle. So it's not your puzzle. You can't actually do it all yourself. And I think that's one of the reasons I like small companies so much more, because you do have ownership over the whole thing. And that was something I don't think I necessarily knew while I was in school, but was certainly a real lesson watching your work just kind of get flushed down the toilet.
Anything else?
No, that was the question.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So after this, there will be a reception.
Free beer.